Rausch Games!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rausch Games on YouTube. More importantly, welcome back to my WWE 2K14 Universe mode. We are here for the final NXT in the month of May, our first episode of NXT since the Over the Limit pay-per-view went off the air last Sunday, and we're opening the show here in the historic Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, with a battle between Bray Wyatt and Curtis Axel. Matthews Arena has been open here in Boston since 1910, at one time the home of the Celtics, at one time the home of the Bruins. Now it's the major home of the Northeastern University ice hockey team, but we've got just about 6,100 fans here for NXT action right after a big-time pay-per-view. Now, before we get into the specifics of this particular match, we do want to go over the word of warning put out by Stephanie McMahon in response to La Revolución's appearance and interference in events at the pay-per-view. Despite the fact that The Miz retained his NXT championship, both Sin Cara and El Guapo Diablo made their way to the ring after the bell rang in the main event and helped Zack Ryder beat down the champion to end the show. Stephanie McMahon has banned members of La Revolución from the arena this evening. Zack Ryder will indeed have a match against The Miz that was orchestrated by Miss McMahon herself. No doubt a chance to let her pet champion beat the living crap out of Zack Ryder without his cronies here. That will be an Extreme Rules match, and that will be our main event here in Boston tonight. That is the big story at NXT right now. And there's just not enough that can be said about it. La Revolución, a group purportedly being founded to stop bad booking here in NXT. And for whatever reason, they decided to become aggressive during the main event of our Over the Limit pay-per-view. Stephanie McMahon will not accept that on her show, so she has made sure that security is on high alert and that those members are indeed banned from the arena this evening. That is the big news. We will not be seeing La Revolución. Bray Wyatt with some sick moonwalking right there. Big body splash to Curtis Axel. Pin one. Oh, just that one count though, and Axel does indeed kick out. Bray Wyatt going in on punches, but Axel blocks. These two, not the first time they've been in the ring together here in NXT. They found each other either booked to be on the same tag team at certain points. It's all about card status, and they're both looking for a chance to move up and maybe challenge The Miz for his NXT championship. Not going to happen in this particular match. We will, though, have a champion in action later tonight, right after this, actually. Both the tag and internet champion Bray Wyatt, who just successfully defended against Kofi Kingston in one hell of a Hell in the Cell match. He will be in action against Erick, Rowan, also of the Wyatt family. That'll be our next match here. It's non-title, but it's going to be a fun one to watch regardless. And now Bray Wyatt waiting for Curtis Axel to get up. He's got him ready. Gets him with a clothesline to the shoulder. And now Wyatt is firing up this Boston crowd. 6,100 fans of NXT here. And Wyatt runs at him for the Sister Abigail out of nowhere. And now he's going to drag Curtis Axel into the center of the ring. Wyatt for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Curtis Axel kicks out at that 2 count. But now Wyatt going right back into a side headlock. And there's a nice hip toss from him. And he's just in complete control of Curtis Axel here. 2. Oh, another 2 count. And Curtis Axel does kick out of it. Now Curtis Axel with the headlock on Bray Wyatt. Huge belly to belly there, sending the big man over. Great strength from Curtis Axel, the third generation wrestler here in the WWE Universe. Nice arm drag from him, and a big elbow drop from Curtis Axel. And another elbow drop from Curtis Axel, trying to impress his dad, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, currently with the NWO on SmackDown. Would love a chance to get up there and wrestle with him. Misses the elbow drop there, but hits a huge enziguri to the chin. And now going to pick Bray Wyatt up by the hair, but Wyatt pokes him in the eye while the referee can't see it. And now Wyatt from behind, but Axel ducks it and now spins Bray Wyatt around. He's got the arm over, and there's the twisting, swinging neck breaker from Curtis Axel to Bray Wyatt. And now Axel picking Bray up. And he's got him around. And the reverse neck breaker from Curtis Axel to Bray Wyatt. Rolls him over for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Curtis Axel gets a big win over the leader of the Wyatt family here to kick off NXT from the Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. Big win for the young superstar trying to work his way up into a championship scene and or either of the main rosters. And that is only the first of our 5 matches that we have tonight. We will have a big action-packed show, and as I mentioned, it all builds to our main event. The Miz taking on Zack Ryder in an Extreme Rules match. I don't expect that one to be very fair, ladies and gentlemen. And there is one more look at the pin. Curtis Axel getting the big win over Bray Wyatt, kicking out of the Sister Abigail and coming back big time. And the ref celebrating with him after the match, but of course Curtis Axel rips his arm away. And we're back here at the Matthews Arena in Boston. Big time spinebuster from Brodus Clay. Starting off our second match of the evening. This is a Falls Count Anywhere non-title match between Brodus Clay, the dual champion here of NXT. He's one part tag champion with his partner Tensai and Tons of Funk. He is also the internet champion. He's defended it once. He won it last month against Zack Ryder, and he defended it in a Hell in the Cell match against Kofi Kingston last Sunday evening, just days ago, at our NXT Over the Limit pay-per-view. This is a non-title match, but Erick Rowan looking to deal some damage to the champion here. He would love a chance at that title. And frankly, the Wyatt family would love a chance at the tag team title. So if Rowan gets a win here, it just moves him up in both of those categories, can only help out. But Brodus Clay has been our most successful superstar here in NXT. I would not be surprised if he was called up to a major WWE roster sooner than later. And now punching Erick Rowan off the apron, and now Clay's going to walk out of the ring after him. And we have gone outside. This is Falls Count Anywhere. The ref will follow. Pins and submissions count anywhere. Weapons are legal. We'll see what happens with those, though, because Brodus Clay had a bit of a weapon-fueled match with Kofi Kingston on Sunday. May want to stay away from those and just wrestle clean here, but there's a nice big back suplex to Rowan on the floor of the arena. And Clay going too greedy with the punches, but he can sidestep a kick, and now he rolls Erick Rowan up onto the apron and is just choking him out on the apron as the referee runs around to see if Rowan is going to submit there. Clay backs off, but now he is up in the ring. We have 3 more matches coming up after this, and the combatants should be familiar at this point. We've got some, huge tackle from Clay to Rowan off the apron. Rowan's head bounces off the announcer's table. Big elbow drop now. They should look familiar coming up as we have some rivalries that are not ready to be done. And Erick Rowan throws Brodus Clay through the announcer's table on the outside of the ring, but Clay is up, his legs going through the table, missing the brunt of the blow, was the center of his body. And now he's got Rowan straight up for a big suplex on the remains of that table. We're going to have to get our duct tape ready between the commercial break here. And another big elbow drop from Brodus Clay to Erick Rowan. But we will be seeing immediately after this the Rausch and Heath Slater taking each other on one-on-one. Heath Slater got the big win at the pay-per-view, keeping his mean streak going on. The Rausch, all kinds of fired up about it after the show, uncharacteristically angry, wanted the rematch, will get a rematch tonight in just a one-fall match, couldn't quite get it done in our stipulation at the pay-per-view, and while we know what Heath Slater's about these days, just trying to prove to himself more than anybody else that he can still be the leader of 3MB, and he has flat out rejected all help offered by 3MB's new manager, Paul Heyman. Big double axe handle from Brodus Clay. Right after that match, we'll have our first of 2 Extreme Rules matches on the evening. Mark Henry, he'll be taking on Big John Studd, and you have to wonder if A Deceive's going to come out. Here's a giant spin from Brodus Clay to Erick Rowan on the outside of the arena. And now Clay lifts Rowan up, and Rowan is dazed. Clay runs at him, hits the big-time body splash, and now Erick Rowan is down. Pin 1, 2, ooh, Erick Rowan does indeed kick out. Lets me talk about the rest of the night a little bit more. We don't know what A Deceive's move is going to be. She was kind of panhandling to the arena police at Over the Limit, wondering why he was not arrested, Big John Studd that is, for being near her. But she put herself in the situation and then laid her hands on Big John Studd, negating anything in her restraining order for that evening. And if she is to do something like that again, we are told that the judge that issued the initial restraining order against Big John Studd will revoke it. It is not a legal order put in place to allow A to C to be granted any sort of advantage for... Oh, there's a big-time sit-out backbreaker from Brodus Clay. Amazing move on the remains of that table. But now Rowan up to his senses again, twisting out. We've got a pin from Erick Rowan here. Brodus Clay just barely kicks out there. And now going from behind on Erick Rowan, but Rowan into the nice snapmare. Rowan is putting up an excellent fight, especially after that big body splash. And now the brute strength there with the punches to the side of the head. He's going to lift Brodus Clay up. And now Rowan has him up. And there's that modified STO, kind of a take on the rock bottom. And Clay is just down, pieces of the table lodged in his back. But now Brodus Clay from behind on Erick Rowan walks toward him. And he's going to get him up on his shoulders again, but this time Rowan gets out with a kick to the gut and another kick to the gut. Clay catches the third, reversing into a big-time clothesline. And now Clay rolls Erick Rowan over. And we've got another member of the Camel Clutch crew. The Iron Sheik would be proud. And Erick Rowan, there are no ropes to grab. There's nothing to crawl to. He's just got to fight his way out of this. And his abs look like they're about to get split in half. But he does actually make his way out. Brodus Clay loses his grip. But now he's got the arm over the shoulder, and there's that big toss suplex from Brodus Clay, and Erick Rowan is just dead on the announcer's table. 1, 2, 3. With that announcer's table looking like a coffin for him, Erick Rowan is laid to rest by the internet champion Brodus Clay. He remains on a major hot streak here, and despite being put through the table right there, Brodus Clay comes out and gets another big-time win here on NXT. The hottest of the hot streaks down here, I tell you. There's that big body splash that looks like it was going to kill Rowan right off the bat. Rowan tries to come back. Clay gets him with the great backbreaker, the camel clutch, and then the last, that toss suplex right here, right after the camel clutch. That is the end of the day for Erick Rowan. Brodus Clay, your double champion. He just remains the most successful man here at NXT. And you know what? He may be looking to become a triple champion. I'd watch out if I were The Miz. There we are after the match. Brodus Clay fired up. We will be right back for the Rausch and Heath Slater taking each other on one more time, guys. Don't you dare go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. Our third match of the evening. This is a one-fall match. All rules apply. And this is a grudge match. The first of 3 we'll see tonight. The Rausch versus Heath Slater. They last saw each other at the pay-per-view. Big step-up enziguri from Heath Slater. Heath did get the big-time win at the pay-per-view without Paul Heyman's help, no doubt, just further adding to his mean streak, his loner streak, the fact that he thinks that he can do it all by himself. And the Rausch, angry after that pay-per-view, something we haven't seen from him yet, wanted this rematch, got this rematch, and now we'll have Heath Slater and a chance again to prove to the NXT faithful that he can make it happen. And Slater is up early in this match, taking advantage, working from behind on the Rausch as the ref skates out of the way there. He's going to throw the Rausch into the turnbuckle from behind now, but the Rausch whips around, and from a headlock, there's a big suplex from the Rausch. Great maneuver from him, and now running at Slater. Completely misses an enziguri, just flips over his opponent. Slater into the side headlock there. Has Rausch up and down for a big back suplex. And there's that ring prowess of Heath Slater. The Rausch still has to learn so much here in the WWE Universe. There's a kick to the back from Slater, and this could be another bit of toying around with the Rausch. But Rausch with a good kick into some jabs, and another big chin kick there from behind the Rausch. Huge reverse DDT there. Unbelievable athleticism from the youngster. And now going for a side headlock, but Slater knocks him down by the leg. Single leg sweep, I should say there. And now Slater with the leg, stretching out the quad. And now the hamstring. They are looking out for each other's health and well-being in the ring. What a friendly grudge match this is. And now Rausch with some more jabs at a side hook. But now Slater works his way out of the grapple. And Rausch with a reversal of his own, now running at Slater. Slater with a big-time flapjack, throws him face first into the ropes. Somebody has just come online. Get off my TV. There's an elbow drop to the glutes of the Rausch, and now twisting the arm around is Heath Slater. And now Slater spinning the head over. There's a big chop to the throat. And just washing his forehead with the sole of his boot. But the Rausch is up, knocks Slater down. Another clothesline. And off the ropes, big time kick to the chin from the Rausch to Heath Slater. Rausch is fired up and back in this. He's got the arms locked. He's got him up on his back. We've got a V2 inbound. And there it is, the V2, that inverted vertebreaker from the Rausch. And now picking Heath Slater up by his hair. Back fist into another back fist. He's got Slater up on his shoulders. Into the Brockengespenst. There's the finishing move from the Rausch. Pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, Slater kicks out right at 2. This match is not done. Slater trying to get the cheap roll up now. 2. Oh, Rausch kicks out. The fans are getting into this. The excitement in the arena is ramping up here in the Matthews Arena. Slater misses a chin kick. Has Rausch up on his shoulders. And the big gut buster over one knee. And now working the arm. He's got the bar locked in. Stretching it out. But the Rausch gets out. And now Slater lifts him up. And there is a move I cannot describe that sends Rausch face first into the mat. Slater for the pin. 1. Oh, Rausch does indeed kick out just at 1, though. Running at him. Now there's a big German suplex from behind from the Rausch. And now Rausch paying homage to the Iron Sheik, but there's a rope break. And now just stomping on Slater while he's down. Jabs with Slater against the ropes, but Slater throws him out of the ring. And now Rausch is on the apron. Slater has the arm over, and there's a big vertical suplex back into the ring from Heath Slater. And now Slater strumming on the guitar. Rausch struggling to get up to his feet. Slater dancing a little bit. Has him from behind. Reverse DDT. Plants him. That's the finisher from Slater. Can Rausch get out of this, or is this another loss for the rookie? 1, 2. Oh, 2 count. The Rausch gets it within his head that he needs to kick out, and some impulse in his brain does do it. Now with a surfboard stretch applied is Heath Slater working from behind, but the Rausch looks like he's going to be able to break the grip here, and he does, and there's a headbutt to the chin of Slater, and now running at him, gets him with the enziguri that time, doesn't miss. Kick to the gut sends him flying over, stomping on his abdomen, and now off the ropes. There's a big boot to the face of Heath Slater, and the Rausch mounting a big comeback here, and just going to stomp on Heath Slater while he's down. The crowd likes this. They're behind it. But now Slater with a hip toss, using momentum. But there's the Rausch with a very European uppercut, and Slater looks like he's dead. Rausch for the pin. 1, 2... Ooh, almost the 3 count, but Slater kicks out. And now the Rausch with a German suplex, but he maintains the hold. There's a second German suplex. And there's a third German suplex from the Rausch to Heath Slater. He's going for the pin again. 1, 2, 3. The Rausch gets the win after the chain of suplexes knocks Heath Slater out. And there is payback for the pay-per-view loss. The Rausch shows the fans that like him here in NXT that he has it in him to take down Heath Slater, and he no doubt just throws a little more wood on the fire that is Heath Slater's months-long bad mood. I doubt we've seen the end between these two now. After this rematch goes the Rausch's way, you just kind of know that come next week, Heath Slater's going to be back in the ring trying to prove something again, and that Paul Heyman's probably going to be trying to help him, and Slater's going to want no part of it. He's on an odyssey right now, and he's kind of in the boat by himself. Either way, he just lost to an NXT rookie in front of 6,100 fans in Boston, Massachusetts. But now after the match, the Rausch going to shake Heath Slater's hand, and Slater slaps it away. The Rausch trying to be the bigger sport, thanking him for the rematch. Slater wants no part of it. And welcome back again to the Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. Big John Studd, Mark Henry. We know all about this rivalry here, and at Over the Limit, Big John Studd got a surprise win despite A. Deceive's attempted interference. After the win, he went back to Mark Henry. Instead of chasing A. Deceive to the back, he went after Mark Henry and stomped him out in the ring well after the bell rang, and it just appeared as though his focus had finally shifted on his true combatant in the ring. They're given another match here on NXT, our last one in the month of May, and I'm interested to see if Studd is over A. Deceive or if it's a ruse or what. She now looks like the one that is distracted and taking her eyes off the prize because of the way that Studd had been kind of attacking and chasing her all month long, forcing her into getting a restraining order, and Mark Henry just trying to be managed by A. Deceive to some form of greatness in the WWE Universe, has to defend her every step of the way. It appears as though whether he's dumb or not, Big John Studd's mind games have paid off as he got a win at the pay-per-view against his hated rival and got to even just really take care of business after the match. So either way, this is an Extreme Rules match between the two of them, and you know that they're going to be taking advantage of that as Big John Studd does indeed leave the ring, but he climbs back up on the apron. There we go. Now they're both outside. Big time arm drag from Big John Studd to Mark Henry. And he's reaching under the ring, and he comes up with a trash can, but Henry breaks it up. There's another arm drag from him, from Big John Studd. And the trash can over Mark Henry's head sends him down at the base of the entrance ramp here. And now running at him, Mark Henry actually is going to leverage that trash can away, but Big John Studd, one more time, rips it out of Henry's hands, and there's a slam down across his head, and another to his knees, and now he throws the can aside, got him into a side headlock, and Studd just raking the eyes violently of Mark Henry. They're fighting right up alongside the 6,100 fans here in Boston. They hate Big John Studd. They want to see Mark Henry, one of their new heroes, win. Fans really endeared to Mark Henry last month as he showed that he was ready to be the protector that A Deceive needed against the big man. There's a nice takedown from Mark Henry, and they're slowly working their way up the entrance ramp, but Henry jogging back down to the ringside area. Now he's reaching under the ring himself, but Big John Studd with the trash can again, over the back of Mark Henry. And now Henry tried to come up with a table that Big John Studd ignores, sliding his trash can into the ring. There's twisting the arm of Mark Henry around. And a big throw from Big John Studd, grabbing him by the little dreadlocks he's got going on. Studd outside of the ring. Now he grabs that table that Henry had taken out from under the ring and trying to reach across it. But now Henry comes up with the table. They're going to jockey for position here, and Big John Studd gets it, runs at him, slams Mark Henry, flies across the ring. Crazy. And now Big John Studd just sets that up in the corner, and he's going to throw Mark Henry across the ring. Henry up against that table. Studd runs at a big-time tackle through the table. It explodes everywhere, and Big John Studd for the pin. Just the one count, though, and Mark Henry does kick out. Big John Studd working from behind, but Henry twists the arm around. Nice belly-to-belly side slam from the Olympic powerlifter, the world's strongest man. And now Henry outside of the ring again. Studd out on the apron after him. And Henry distracted, looking for something under the ring. Big John Studd gets a chance to go behind. Once again on the legs. Inverted atomic drop sends Mark Henry down. And now Studd underneath the ring comes out with a kendo stick and busts Mark Henry open. Look at the fall. Mark Henry has no idea where he is right now. And now Big John Studd choking him from behind into a Russian leg sweep with the kendo stick and just beating him across the giant gut for good measure. Throws it down into a side headlock. But Big John Studd gets back body dropped by Mark Henry, who now lifts him up by the throat. Two of the biggest men here in NXT having one of the better rivalries we've ever seen. Big time fall away slam into the base of the steel stairs. Mark Henry sends Big John Studd. And now Studd gets Henry up, and he's got him in a bear hug. He's got him in a bear hug here on the outside of the ring. No falls are going to apply out here. The ref waiting inside, but he definitely does some damage there. And now we've got another friend on, Phoenix Rising. Get off my TV. And we've got a collar and elbow tie-up. And now Mark Henry lifting Big John up for a huge body slam. And now picks him up by the scruff of his beard. But Big John Studd throws him into the ring. And there's a big-time elbow right across the face. And Studd backs off, going to get his trusty kendo stick again. And Mark Henry manages to get it away from him. Oh, and he takes him off his feet with it. Now Mark Henry in control, working over the legs of Big John Studd with a kendo stick. He's still got it, throws it down. Looking for something to do here, stomps on Big John Studd. But now we've got another collar and elbow tie-up here inside the ring. Side headlock applied from Mark Henry. And he's got Big John Studd up in a huge gorilla press into a power slam in the corner, right on the kendo stick. And Mark Henry, all strength on that, but Big John Studd does kick out of the ensuing pinfall. And now Mark Henry has Big John Studd up, lifts him up, and down for the world's strongest slam. This could be the end of the match here, ladies and gentlemen. Big time finishing move from Mark Henry to Big John Studd. Ref coming in 1, 2, 3. Mark Henry does get the win. Revenge from the pay-per-view. Big John Studd tried a little too hard to get some weapon-based damage done in this match, and despite that crazy table spot and busting him open with a kendo stick, all Mark Henry needed was his finisher in the ring, and that's all she wrote. I'd like to note, no appearance by A Deceive in this match. Interesting. Very interesting. This looks like she is laying low so as not to get herself in any legal trouble, and she's letting the two guys finally focus on each other, taking her own kind of interference and distraction out of the equation. And after the match, there's Mark Henry, bloodied but not beaten. He is out of breath, but Big John Studd is hurting, and Mark Henry gets the win. We'll be right back in Boston for our main event, guys. You don't want to miss it. And here we are before the match. Zack Ryder going for the handshake of The Miz here. But he kicks him in the gut instead. And you know what this match is about here, ladies and gentlemen. The Miz defended his championship at Over the Limit this past Sunday night, just days ago. Stephanie McMahon has banned La Revolución from the arena. Nobody's going to come out and help Zack Ryder beat down The Miz after this match. But since Over the Limit, Zack Ryder going on a rampage on his Twitter account, saying that he was attacked backstage before the match, hence the quickness with which he lost to The Miz in their title match on Sunday. There's a big float-over neckbreaker from Zack Ryder. So Ryder comes out, and the first thing he does is kick The Miz in the gut before the bell can ring, faking him out, trying to go for the handshake. Heel-y tactics from Zack Ryder, but he's not feeling great after Sunday. He stresses that it was certainly The Miz who attacked him backstage immediately before their match and took him off his game. Stephanie McMahon and The Miz have both vociferously denied that anything happened backstage. The Miz purporting that he was in his dressing room, and Stephanie McMahon purporting that security cameras have picked up nothing, while refusing to release that footage to anybody in the media to show for sure. We don't really know who to side with here, but either way, Zack Ryder comes into this match angry because everybody expects him to lose here. Stephanie McMahon only booked this match because she took away Zack Ryder's allies in La Revolución and expects him to lose, like, just stupendously to The Miz here in a one-on-one Extreme Rules match. And now The Miz is fired up after the opening salvo fired by Zack Ryder. I mean, everything about this match is just going to end up ugly. There's Ryder stepping on Miz's head as he comes out of the ring. This is going to be really ugly. And now The Miz reversing into a drop toe hold sends Ryder down. And now Miz reaching under the apron in this Extreme Rules match. Comes up with a chair, but The Miz stops him from utilizing it. Sorry, Ryder does. Ryder with another float over neckbreaker there. And now lifting Miz to his feet. But Miz whips him up onto the apron. And now Miz picks up the chair and he's back in the ring. And he's got it. Slamming it down on Zack Ryder. And we've got 3 big chair shots from The Miz. And he just plants Zack Ryder with it. Now he's got his ankle locked up in it. And steps on his leg. He may have snapped his ankle in half, ladies and gentlemen. Zack Ryder in excruciating pain. But now from behind goes Ryder. Miz now, side headlock. Ryder knocks him down onto his back. And there's a big leg drop right over his throat on the mat. But now Miz escapes as Ryder picks up the chair. And a big-time single-arm bulldog from The Miz. The chair goes flying afterwards. And now slamming it down. The chair has broken indeed right over the ass of Zack Ryder. Miz pushes off. And there's a big back body drop from the NXT champion. Need to stress that this is a non-title match, but this is going to have all the intensity as if the title were on the line, as it was at Over the Limit. The Miz with his first successful defense of that belt since winning it from Big John Studd over a month ago at the NXT Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And now Miz catches the foot of Ryder. There's an elbow to the knee. And now taking him down by the leg, up on his arms, knee drop to the knee, focusing on the legs of Zack Ryder. Wants to send him home injured here. Working over the face now is The Miz. And once again under the ring, comes up with another steel chair, but Zack Ryder working him over here. There's a kick to the gut from The Miz now, and he's got him from a side headlock into a snap suplex, bringing his legs down on the ring apron. Definitely painful there. And there's a big snap chair shot, and another one knocks him down, and Zack Ryder's bloodied, and he's got him just working over the legs with the steel chair, and that chair is broken now with the bloody imprint on it. They're in a collar and elbow tie-up, and now Miz from behind spins Ryder around. And there's that big inverted snapmare right onto the remains of the chair. But now Miz getting punched in the gut by Zack Ryder. Blocks another punch. They're going after each other right up against the barricade here. And now Zack Ryder lifts Miz up. Backbreaker over his extended knee. And now Ryder lifting him up again. Gonna send him right into the turnbuckle post. And Miz looks like he's winded off of that, going face first in. But he breaks out of the hold. And there's a big flapjack from Zack Ryder into the broken chair. But Miz pushes off. And now into a side headlock is Ryder. There's a snapmare. And there's an elbow to the neck from Zack Ryder. The broski trying to come back. The man that many people think should have won the NXT Championship on Sunday night. And now Ryder has Miz up over his shoulder into a big-time facebuster from up top. Both men hurting in this match. Zack Ryder bleeding. Can't quite get around to do what he wants here. There's a big punch from him into a kick to the gut. And now he's got Miz, and he's just going to whip him across the length of the ring, up onto the ring apron. And there's a big elbow to the forehead from Zack Ryder. But now the Miz gets out once again. Not going to keep this one in the ring. And he's got Ryder, but Ryder with dual elbows to the face breaks out of the hold from behind. And now Miz sends Ryder up onto the ring apron, and he's going to choke him out from his vantage point here outside of the ring. Ref doing nothing in this Extreme Rules matchup. And now Miz comes up from the ring with his sledgehammer, but he misses his move, runs away. And now Ryder going to take the sledgehammer away from the Miz. The Miz going to work it back over, runs at him, sledgehammer to the gut of the Miz. And now again going after the legs, but Zack Ryder does roll out of the way. I keep saying the wrong name, I don't know why. And now he's going straight after the back of the head of Zack Ryder with that sledgehammer. And he's got a reverse armbar applied, just trying to rip his shoulder out of its socket. And now over in the corner here, there's an elbow to the face from Zack Ryder. Gets out of it with a drop jawbreaker. Lifting the Miz up. Zack Ryder now into a double underhook, into a sit-out powerbomb. Great move from Zack Ryder there. Not one you see all that often. And now the Miz, groggy. Ryder steps up, gets him over. That's the end. That's got to be it, but there are no pins outside of the ring. And the Miz going to send Ryder into the ring post. And now he's going to plant his head up against the ring post. We saw this from Brodus Clay in the Hell in the Cell. He backs off, runs at him, stomps him right against the post. Zack Ryder has been killed in this match against The Miz. Unbelievable. Already bloody and broken. Look at the way his jaw pops off the ring post there. And Zack Ryder is just dead here. Miz now reaching over and gets the ring bell. And he's going to have his bell rung as Zack Ryder. But Miz, bell to the gut and to the back of the head. And throws it at him. Hits him right in the ass with the ring bell while he's down. We got to get this match back in the inside for anybody to win. Once again off the post. And now Miz has a full Nelson applied on the outside of the ring. The submission won't count if it happens outside. But he's just working on damaging his opponent here. As if he hasn't been doing that already this entire freaking match. And Zack Ryder in worlds of pain. But he gets up and he whips Miz up onto the ring apron. And he's trying to reach up and hit him again. But now Miz rolls out of the way. And Zack Ryder going under the ring looking for something. Comes up with a trash can. And he slides it up into the ring. But Miz runs at him. And Miz with his own float over neck breaker. And now Miz in complete control of this match. Once again, there's that inverted snapmare from The Miz to Zack Ryder. Picks him up, spins him around. And the skull-crushing finale sends Ryder down. Pin coming in. 1, 2, 3. And that is just the level of destruction that the general manager of NXT, Stephanie McMahon, wanted from her champion, The Miz, in this match. Decimation to Zack Ryder. Almost unfair. Completely unfair. Who knows? Maybe if La Revolución were here, they would have helped. They would have prevented this bad booking. But they have been blocked from the arena by Stephanie McMahon. And Zack Ryder comes out here to get the ass beating of a lifetime after losing his chance at the belt, possibly due to pre-match interference backstage. Either way, the champion comes out with a win here. And it looks like we do have a bit of a situation brewing between these two. It has to be said that Stephanie McMahon, of course, always knows exactly what she's doing. We dare not question her in these matters. I promise you that's not a road that we want to go down, guys. Miz, though, gets the win. You guys don't go away at all. We'll be right back for our card for Superstars this week. Alright, guys, we're back. We just finished up NXT from the Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. Oddly enough, almost the entire left-hand column won today, except for Curtis Axel up top. But we just got out of our main event between The Miz and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder killed in that match. We're going to simulate a head through this. And before we take a look at that, WWE.com, tensions between the champion Miz and Zack Ryder are heating up as they approach their title match. That's right, they will have a rematch coming up at this next pay-per-view at the end of this month. That's going to be a good one. Frustration between the Rausch and Heath Slater is also building after the Rausch gets a big win against the head case that is Heath Slater. Later this month, we will have, well, next month I should say, in June, you're going to have the No Way Out pay-per-view for both NXT and WWE. So that's what we're building to. That's where Zack Ryder and Heath Slater will have their rematch for the NXT Championship as booked by Stephanie McMahon, just kind of ready to give Mr. Ryder a month of torture. So you've got that to look forward to. But as we close out the month of May, we hit Wednesday and we've got our minor IWC show. None of this matters, but I am going to just simulate through everything. We've got Matt Hardy and Ethan Carter going on one-on-one, and Matt Hardy gets the big win. Tamina Snuka versus Rosa Mendez in a non-title match, and Rosa Mendez beats the champion. There's a good one. Max Smashmaster taking on Mark Briscoe, and Smashmaster gets the win. We've got Mr. Black taking on a man with the last name of Johnson. These are both Dan Hand-created wrestlers, and Mr. Black gets the win. And in the main event, triple threat match, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, all of the Young Bucks against Adrian Neville, and Matt Jackson gets the win there. You thought Adrian Neville might be able to overcome the odds, but that's your minor card for the IWC this week. On your major card show, we will have our first two matches in the King of Trios tournament. There'll be qualifiers to determine who gets into the last two spots on the bracket. They have not yet been decided who will participate. Stay tuned for that announcement. And for your card for Superstars, you guys know the deal. I'm going to pick one of these matches on the show, and we're going to wrestle it out. Otherwise, it's going to be story-laden. So your choices are Scott Steiner of the NWO taking on Titus O'Neil. Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Big E Langston. There's a good one. Jack Swagger taking on Randy Savage. Darren Young and R-Truth. Jesus. And then the main event, Chris Jericho and JBL. Haven't seen Chris Jericho at all in this universe. I was kind of wondering if I even had him on a roster at this point. JBL, we haven't really seen since last month, where he spent the whole month beating the living crap out of Antonio Cesaro and Kofi Kingston as much as he could. So those are your choices, guys. They're all one-fall matches. You've got 5 good ones to pick from. If you pick Darren Young and R-Truth, I will block you from commenting on my channel until the end of time. But in the meantime, while you guys are voting and enjoying everything, I'm going to get off to work. You guys, if you like this video, please leave a big fat like on it. And if you're new here and you want my videos in your sub box every time they go live, please consider subscribing. It makes me feel good about myself. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. I'm going to enjoy mine. Bye-bye.